Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome as well. And please hit that subscribe button if you're passing through. And also guys, hit the likes button. My likes are not being hit. So please hit the likes button with all my subscribers. Please hit the likes button. I know I haven't been on here, but please join and watch the channel, guys. Got to get the likes up, and also make sure the bells button. This Saturday, I am going to be doing a webinar on relationship challenges, and that's the reason I'm doing this video, because I've had a lot of people reach out to me as a life coach and ask about relationship challenges. So I thought I would do this particular video today and address relationship challenges as I'm going through some of my own relationship challenges. And I think that we all go through relationship challenges. So I wanted to touch on that. So I wanted to go to, I wanted to touch on, the relationship challenges. So this is a case, and I didn't hear of this case of out of California back in 2014 with Trey Songz. I don't know if anybody knows about Trey Songz. He sings a lot of he's a rapper, he sings songs. And, but there was a tragedy of this woman that had an affair with him and was unalived by her boyfriend that had an affair with him. And they both had affairs in the relationship on and off, which brings me to this webinar that I'm going to be doing Saturday at 4:15 California time. So if you're anywhere all over watching, I know I have a lot of subscribers in Texas and all over. It's going to be 4:15 California time. So if you're in Texas, make sure that you're watching and join that webinar at 4:15 California time. So we can, make sure that you get your questions together and ask those questions. It is going to be live. You can bring your questions up and join in and watch that webinar and get your questions together, any questions that you might want to ask, and we can address those issues and get your drinks together, and we're going to have a good time. Bring up some relationship questions and challenges that we all face in relationships. So this was just a real tragedy where both of them had relationship issues. Both of them were cheating in the relationship, which is never a good thing. And I always say that if you have to cheat before it gets there, walk out of the relationship. It shouldn't have to get that far to where you stay in a relationship and cheat. It just does not work well. You end up hurting the other person, and to me, it doesn't make sense. If you get to that point where you have to cheat, why stay in the relationship? Because it just hurts the other person. So to me, if I'm going to cheat before it gets to that point, if I don't feel like I want to be with that person, I'm going to tell that person, I don't want to be with you anymore. It's time for us to separate, and I'm going to leave. I'm not going to sit there and have this affair and hold on to that person and hurt that other person, especially if I've ever had feelings for that person. It just doesn't make sense to me to stay in a relationship and torture the other person. For what? What does that do? Because to me, it makes me feel like you never loved me, you never cared about me, you never had feelings towards me. And at this point, you're just intentionally hurting me to continue to do what you're doing. And you have other intentions in keeping me there. So just walk away, have your relationship, and be happy. And let me go on and be happy with my life. It doesn't make sense to play elementary games and play with someone else's heart, because then it turns out in tragedy sometimes when you do things like that. This man ended up taking her life. She was a well-known actress in Hollywood, and he ended up taking her life as well as his life. So it's just a very sad thing all the way around. Some people just can't handle that. And when you try to break someone down, sometimes it ends up happening like that. So be careful with the games that you play with people and their emotions, because sometimes you might get the wrong person and you might get burned. I'm not saying that, I would ever do that, go to that extreme. To me, it's not worth me going to prison over some worthless ass bullshit. Excuse my language, but just walk away. So I meant to pull that. I had it on my YouTube channel. I'm going to try to pull up the story if I can and see if I can't share it. See how I can do that. Let me see. If I can share it. How I can do it. Let's go to YouTube. Let's see. I think, let me see if I can, he spells his name weird. Let's see. Let's see. She was a very, very pretty, pretty girl. I'll show you a picture here. This is the actress here, and she starred in a lot of shows. Um, Idlewild was one of the movies that she starred in, and then she also starred in a dance show on MTV. Very promising career that she had, and they both had affairs inside the relationship. And so she was 30 years old back in 2014 when her life was taken. And just a tragedy. Just a tragedy. Let's see if I can't pull up my YouTube. Let's see. Let's see if I can't pull up my YouTube. Let's see if I can. Or just do YouTube period, I guess. And search. Let's see. And share, let's see. Oh, I can do this. What's that video called? Actors popular. We'll see that one. Okay. Since I'm doing, okay, let's see. Popular. This is what I'll do. Okay. Search that. Okay. Okay. And I will pause it. Okay. Now, then I'll share that one. Okay, so we'll share that one.
We're at Neiman Marcus. VH1 comes on in a week. Let it go, but hit the floor, okay?
Welcome to Miami. I'm Miami. Ow. You lost weight.
Detectives are investigating an apparent murder-suicide involving a rapper and his wife who was a star on VH1.
Like I said, everyone has their problems, but if you're asking if anyone knew that, something would come to this, hell no.
This is the story of Stephanie Mosley, a talented and beloved 30-year-old dancer and actress whose life was filled with promise and potential. Known for her captivating performances on VH1's hit show Hit the Floor and her work with high-profile artists like Britney Spears and Chris Brown, Stephanie's star was on the rise. However, her promising career and vibrant life came to a sudden and tragic end due to a shocking act of violence. Stephanie was in a tumultuous relationship with her husband, rapper Earl Hayes. The love story that once seemed so full of hope turned into a nightmare when Earl, in a fit of jealousy and rage, ended Stephanie's life in a murder-suicide that left everyone who knew her in shock and disbelief. Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Los Angeles, California, a sprawling city known for its entertainment industry, palm-lined streets, and vibrant cultural scene. Los Angeles, often referred to as the City of Angels, is a place where dreams are made and broken. Amidst the glitz and glamour, a tragic crime unfolded that would forever alter the lives of those who knew Stephanie Mosley. Stephanie Mosley was born on February 14, 1984, in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. From a very young age, Stephanie showed an exceptional talent for dance. As a teenager, Stephanie moved to Los Angeles in 2002 to follow her dreams of making it big in the entertainment industry.
I'm gonna do it all. Everything I've ever wanted, I've been able to achieve. So I'm not gonna put any limit on anything.
The transition to the bustling city was challenging, but her commitment to her craft soon paid off. Stephanie began to secure roles as a backup dancer for some of the biggest names in the music industry, including Beyoncé, Jennifer Lopez, and Chris Brown. Her magnetic stage presence and incredible dance skills quickly made her a sought-after performer. Stephanie's career took a significant leap forward when she transitioned from dancing to acting. Her most notable role was on VH1's hit series Hit the Floor.
I got the call for the Devil Girls, like for this new dance TV series that was gonna be filmed in LA, and I literally was like, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I want. It's what I worked for. This is it. I was like, this is mine. Everything about it, I was like, it's mine. It's mine. It just is mine. And I went to the audition and I was like, nope, it's mine. And I got called for another audition. And I was like, nope, it's mine. And then when I got sides for an acting role. I was like, yes, it's mine. I got given a name, a Morelli, it's every dream come true. Putting everything into this, it feels like when you sink, when you have your wants and then you have everything you've worked for. And I feel like this job of being a devil girl and it was called Bounce, now it's Hit the Floor, just I landed exactly where I was supposed to be.
Stephanie also appeared in films such as Idlewild and The Twilight Saga. Breaking Dawn Part 1, further cementing her place in Hollywood. In addition to her professional accomplishments, Stephanie was known for her warm and infectious personality. She had a unique ability to connect with people, making friends easily, and leaving a lasting impression on everyone she met. Her colleagues and friends often spoke of her kindness, generosity, and the positive energy she brought to every situation. Stephanie was also an advocate for body positivity and mental health awareness. In Stephanie Mosley's life, Earl Hayes played a significant and ultimately tragic role. Stephanie and Earl had been married since 2008, their relationship often capturing media attention due to Earl's association with high-profile individuals, including Floyd Mayweather Jr. The couple seemed to share both joys and challenges throughout their time together, portraying a glamorous Hollywood romance to the outside world. However, behind the scenes, their relationship was marked by turmoil and tension. Earl Hayes, a rapper and a member of Mayweather's entourage, was known for his intense personality. Allegations of infidelity on both sides reportedly strained their marriage, creating an environment of mistrust and conflict. Friends and colleagues noticed the growing tension between the two, with some expressing concerns about the volatility of their relationship. Despite these issues, Stephanie remained dedicated to her career and her advocacy work, trying to maintain a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos. Sadly, it became evident that Earl's behavior was increasingly erratic and troubling. On December 8, 2014, a series of events unfolded that would forever change the lives of Stephanie Mosley's friends, family, and fans. That morning, residents of the Park La Brea apartment complex in Los Angeles, California, were jolted awake by the sound of gunfire. At approximately 7:30 a.m., multiple gunshots were heard, prompting neighbors to call 911. The Los Angeles Police Department quickly responded to the scene, arriving within minutes. What they found was a heartbreaking and gruesome scene. Inside the apartment, they discovered the lifeless bodies of Stephanie Mosley and Earl Hayes. According to police reports, Earl Hayes had shot Stephanie multiple times before turning the gun on himself. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. Stephanie Mosley, only 30 years old, had been a rising star with a promising future ahead of her. Her death left many in disbelief and mourning. The initial investigation by the LAPD quickly ruled the case a murder-suicide, citing evidence that Hayes had killed his wife before taking his own life. In the days following the incident, details about the couple's tumultuous relationship began to emerge. It was revealed that Hayes had been struggling with issues of jealousy and suspicion. Reportedly, 2 years before the murder, Earl separated from Stephanie because of her alleged affair with the singer Trey Songz. The couple reconciled, but according to those close to Earl, he was crushed and never got over it. Hours after the news of the deaths broke, Trey Songz tweeted, "R.I.P. baby girl. Once an angel on earth, now watching over us from heaven. You'll be missed but never forgotten. Love, Grammy-nominated singer Trey Songz, whose real name Tremaine Alden Neverson, earned the nickname Mr. Steal Your Girl from his songs that talk about his various conquests and brag about stealing other men's girlfriends. Despite the public image of Stephanie and her husband being portrayed as a glamorous Hollywood couple, their private life was marked by arguments and tension. As investigators looked into the tragic deaths, one of the most significant pieces of evidence came from Floyd Mayweather Jr., a close friend of Hayes. On the morning of the tragedy, Hayes had been on a video call with Mayweather. During this call, Hayes reportedly became increasingly agitated and upset about his suspicions of Stephanie's infidelity. According to Mayweather, he attempted to calm his friend, but the situation escalated rapidly. Hayes ended the call abruptly, and shortly after, the gunshots were heard. The LAPD conducted thorough interviews with neighbors, friends, and family members to piece together the events leading up to the crime. Security footage from the apartment complex and surrounding areas was reviewed, but it primarily confirmed the timeline of events leading up to the murder-suicide. The tragedy was widely covered by news outlets, with many focusing on the loss of a talented artist and the shocking nature of the crime.
Friends tell me that the victim moved down here to LA when she turned 17 to pursue her dreams. They also say they are shocked this happened.
Like I said, everyone has their problems, but if you're asking if anyone knew that, something would come to this, hell no.
Friends say 30-year-old Stephanie Mosley say her husband, Earl Hayes, shot and killed her before killing himself.
She came to LA on a dream to be a dancer and to be a star, and she's totally on her way.
Mosley was on the show Hit the Floor on VH1. Her husband, Earl Hayes, was well known in the music industry.
Represent Aftermath Music, Mosley Music Group.
Hayes was signed with boxing champs Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s money team. A source tells me the two were best friends and that Mayweather may
Okay, so that is what I'm saying. Sometimes, okay, they were both having affairs. But sometimes when, one person's having an affair and the other one's not, it just becomes too much. And I think with him at the time, he wasn't having the affair and she was having the affair and he just couldn't take it. And it just became too much for him. And I think that's what happened, that she had this affair with Trey Songz, and he just couldn't take it. And so what they're going to say is that he spoke with Floyd, and he was just telling him, I can't handle this. I'm trying to handle it. And, I just can't handle that she's had this affair. And, but it should never come to taking anyone's life. At that point, if you cannot handle the affair, then it's time to cut ties with that person. But I say that to say this: don't play with someone's emotions when you are having that affair. Don't sit up and communicate with the person in front of the other person and play games. Don't sit there and play emotional games with somebody and call them crazy when they're telling you you're having an affair. Oh, no, I'm not. And sit there and talk to the person in front of them, or sit there and do things in front of them and play mind games with the other person. Because sometimes you're going to meet the wrong person playing those mind games. And that person just might become, crazy enough to where you're sitting there saying, oh, you're crazy, you're Looney Tune, you're doing this. And they might just end up killing you because you're playing those mind games. So be careful in trying to sit there and try to make somebody go crazy and psycho. And you might end up getting your ass killed. Excuse my language. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say killed, unaliving, and I'm sorry. But when you sit there and you play games with somebody's emotional well-being to gain whatever you're trying to gain, it just you're doing more damage, causing harm. So don't sit there and play with somebody's emotions when you're doing this type of stuff. So it doesn't make sense to sit and in relationships and cause and play games. If you don't want to be with that person, let them go and just tell them you don't want to be with them. And so that is why I'm doing the webinar on Saturday at 4:15, because I've had a lot of people, and I guess there's a lot of, relationship challenges that people are having. I've had a lot of people reach out to me for life coaching for relationship challenges, to get around relationship challenges, both women and men. They both need to kind of get to a balance to get to those relationship challenges. And so please join in that webinar so that we can, talk about how to tackle some of the relationship challenges. You don't play games in them. And because the other person's cheating, you don't go out and cheat. That's not the answer to it. You respect yourself enough to say, walk away. Because what I've learned in life, once a cheater, always a cheater. If they cheat once, they're going to cheat again. That's just the pattern. So you need to respect yourself enough to walk away and know that you deserve better. They're going to make excuses to why they cheat. Oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And don't let them do that to you. You've got to put yourself first. And regardless to what anybody says about you, because people are going to talk about you all of your life. And they're going to say whatever they want to say. Who gives a crap? You know who you are. It's only at the end of the day, it's only you and that other person in that relationship. People will do cruel things when they're trying to make you look bad for what they're doing, because they want to make themselves look good for why they're cheating. And that's just a fact. So don't stoop to their level and go out and cheat because they're cheating and they're doing what they're doing. So I think that in this case, they were both wrong. They were both cheating and the relationship wasn't going to work, period. So he was cheating, she was cheating, and, she cheated and he just couldn't handle her cheating. So he ended up taking, unaliving her and then unaliving himself. So let's get back into the video.
And she's going to be extremely missed.
Interviews with Stephanie's colleagues and friends painted a picture of a vibrant, loving, and dedicated individual whose life was cut short in a moment of senseless violence. As the investigation concluded, the LAPD officially closed the case, ruling it a murder-suicide. There were no charges or further court proceedings, as the perpetrator, Earl Hayes, was also deceased. The focus then shifted to remembering Stephanie Mosley and honoring her legacy. In the aftermath of the tragedy, vigils and memorials were held in Stephanie's honor. The entertainment community, particularly those who had worked closely with her, expressed their grief and shared memories of her kindness, talent, and spirit. Social media was flooded with tributes from fans and colleagues alike, all mourning the loss of a bright star taken too soon. Stephanie Mosley's death also sparked conversations about domestic violence and the often hidden struggles that many face behind closed doors. The tragedy highlighted the importance of recognizing the signs of abusive relationships and the need for support systems to help those in danger. Advocacy groups and public figures used the opportunity to raise awareness about domestic violence, urging individuals to seek help if they found themselves in similar situations. In the wake of Stephanie's death, friends and family remembered her not just for her professional accomplishments, but for her warmth, generosity, and vivacious spirit. They shared stories of her kindness and dedication, both in her personal life and her career. Stephanie was remembered as a woman who brought joy and light to everyone she met, a dedicated professional who had worked tirelessly to achieve her dreams. One of the most poignant tributes came from her colleagues on VH1's Hit the Floor, where she had showcased her incredible talent as a dancer and actress. They remembered her as a vibrant and talented performer who had an undeniable presence on and off the stage. In addition to public memorials, private ceremonies were held for Stephanie. Her family, seeking to honor her memory and legacy, held a heartfelt funeral service where they celebrated her life and mourned her untimely passing. Stephanie's tragic death also led to discussions in the entertainment industry about the pressures and personal challenges that performers face. Colleagues and friends emphasized the need for mental health support and open conversations about the emotional struggles that many experience. As time passed, Stephanie Mosley's legacy continued to live on through her work and the memories shared by those who knew her. The entertainment community and her fans kept her spirit alive by celebrating her contributions and the joy she had brought to so many. In the years following her death, domestic violence awareness initiatives continued to reference Stephanie's story, using it as a powerful example of the devastating impact of such violence. Organizations dedicated to supporting victims of domestic abuse and advocating for policy changes drew on her story to illustrate the urgent need for intervention and support. My condolences to Stephanie's friends and family. May you continue to heal and one day find peace.
Okay, so the reason I did this video is, once again, I am going to be doing a live webinar on Saturday at 4:15 California time. So please go over, check me out on Saturday. Join me on Saturday at 4:15 California time. I know I have a lot of subscribers in Texas, all over. So please make sure that you join. Have your questions ready for relationship challenges. Any relationship challenges you have, bring them to the table. We will talk about them, and just open floor. But please, make sure that when you are in a relationship, that you go into that relationship open and honestly, that you don't go into it with lies and deceit. And make sure that when you do go into a relationship, that you're ready to honestly be transparent, and that you're ready to just commit to that one person. And if you're not, that's okay. Then leave it open to date others. And if you're getting married, make sure that you are ready for that commitment, and that you're ready to be committed to that one person. That you are ready to be committed to that person for the rest of life, because marriage is a very serious thing. It is, I take marriage very seriously. Marriage is before God. And so you don't want to go into a marriage and just act like it's just, a date. When you get tired of the person, you want to just go out and date. That's not what marriage is. Marriage is a commitment. You deal with that marriage, and you deal with it through the ups and the downs, because you're going to have ups and downs. And you need to be sure that you're ready for those ups and downs, and that you're ready for those challenges, and that you're ready to deal with those challenges. And you don't get tired. When you feel like you're tired, you just say, okay, I'm going to go out and have an affair. No, you have to deal with those challenges every day and make it work. And you've got to put in that work for those challenges in that marriage. You don't just get tired and say, you know what, I'm going to go out and have this affair and I'm done, all of that. So those are some of the topics that we are going to be working on Saturday. We're going to talk about those topics. We're going to talk about some of the hard things in relationships, and try to get past those, and try to work past those. And the people that are having the struggles in those challenges, we're going to talk about those challenges and try to work through those challenges, and try to give you some pointers on working through. If you're having difficulties in those parts of your life, we're going to try to work through those. So join me on Saturday, 4:15, for the webinar on my channel, Straight Talking Cooking with Michelle. And, bring it to the table. Bring those questions. And once again, I am a life coach. So you can check out my website at michelle-shipley19.org. You can go over there, check out my website. I do 20-minute free consultations. Book an appointment, and I will give you a free consultation. And if you're interested, you can book an appointment. I can see you on a weekly basis. Also, I'm on Yelp, Google, and, I'm here. Vent, help you out with your everyday life, relationships, spiritual. I'm not a spiritual per se, but I can give you some type. I am a Christian based, and I do can give you some guidance there as well. So check me out. Also, go back and watch some of my other videos. I do cooking, and we just do a little bit of everything here. We talk about everyday life. So go back and check out some of my other videos. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and also the bells button, and hit the likes button, people. Hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing to subscribe to the channel. And thank you again for watching. Again, see you on Saturday, and I might see you tomorrow for another video. But please watch this, and do not ever let anybody make you feel less than because they've cheated on you. Remember, they cheated, not you. And so it's not your problem. You walk away with your head held high, and you walk away because you know what? They cheated on you. Let it go. You're better than that. You deserve better. And God's telling you He has a blessing for you. So until next time, bye.